Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new card making video. Today I'm going to be making shaker elements that are custom colored to match my card, and I made them from something that normally ends up in the trash. We will get to that in just a minute, but first I want to create the card front panel that the shaker elements are going to go into. This is the Slimline Circle Kaleidoscope die set from Spellbinders, and the little dies you see left on the magnet sheet help you to create ornaments on this background, but I'm not using those today. I am getting new life from my Christmas die set. I love that so much, and so here I'm just poking out all of those fallout pieces with my tool-in-one, such a handy little tool. Next, I'm taking a circle die set and die cutting out the centers of these, which you could also do with those ornament pieces. Next, I'm going to attach this temporarily to a white panel that measures 3 1/4 by 8 1/4, so you can see I have a little bit of a border all the way around from my die cut. I'm going to trace out these circles, and probably the easiest thing to do here would be to cut these circles out with scissors. It's kind of hard to line the die up exactly with your circle and then line up your top layer exactly with those circles. So I wish I would have done that, but I was trying to be clever and use my circle die. So here I just okay, I'll just take a little bit more out of this circle and it'll line up perfectly. Well, it didn't really line up perfectly, and truth be told, I had to do that multiple times, and then I was like, why didn't I just use scissors? Yeah, sometimes I am not as smart as I look. So I did get it together, but here on the back you can see, yeah, I messed around with it a little bit, but in the end it works, right? No one will ever know. It's between you and me. It's our crafty little secret that happens on a lot of cards. Okay, let's dive into making those shaker elements. I have these silica packets that come with your shoes. You don't want these ones that are gray. You want the ones that are more clear, but they're not perfectly clear. A lot of them are a little bit yellow. Some of them have brown, some of them are a little bit cloudy. It's totally fine. Next, I have some ink in the form of Copic refill. So this is alcohol ink. You can use your regular alcohol ink as well, but this is going to match my Copic markers exactly. So you can see I have a little container with a lid here. I got these at the Dollar Tree, but you could use containers that you have on hand, like when you ran out of sequins, or different containers that you might keep and save from your craft room. So I have 3 different colors here that I am going to then use the same exact Copic markers to color my pies. Now I am just putting about 3 drops in there. I probably could have got away with just 2. You don't need that much, but alcohol ink works really good because it's going to grab onto those little plastic pieces and it dries really fast. Now if silica gets wet, it will kind of break up. So, it's meant to absorb liquid. So if you're going to use a different ink, like dye-based inks for refilling your ink pads, you can totally do that. I've done it 100 times, but you want to make sure you put a tiny amount of the ink on there, because too much, it's just going to absorb it and break apart. It's just not good. So I added some foam there. So I divided this into 3 different panels. That way I can have my 3 different shaker elements show up. So here I thought, oh, I'm going to add some micro beads to my shaker, and it worked really good. So it colored up those little micro beads as well. And now I've got big and small shaker elements for my card. So I have my yellow here, which happens to be Y15, and I'm going to use a paper towel just to make sure there's no excess liquid on there, but it had totally dried. So no worries there at all. Next, I have BV04. This one is actually called Blueberry, and I'm making a blueberry pie. And then this is Lipstick Red R29 for the red. So if you wanted to recreate this, which to be honest would make me so happy if you did. All right, now I'm removing the backing to my foam tape. This is like card surgery right there. You have to be so careful, have the right tools, not get stressed out. It makes you a little bit sweaty, but I did it, and I didn't get any of the shaker bits on the foam tape. Yay! So I backed that with another piece of acetate. So it was easy to cover up and easy to then stick down on my white paper. All right, so now that is glued down to my 8.5 by 3.5 inch card, and I am bringing in a die set called Serve a Slice. This is by Spellbinders. I've die cut out these two pieces that are going to create the side and the top of my slice of pie. My first pie happens to be lemon meringue, and that is Y15 there. That's the color of re-inker or refill that I use to dye my little silica beads. And then I'm using Y38 as a little darker for shading, and then I put some flecks of the darker color in there, but it's going to be softened out because I do go over it again with Y15. And by the way, do you see I'm using the chisel tip of the marker to do this? Yeah, I'm going to get some use out of those today. All right, so for this pie, I used R29 to color my pie and then R59 to make some cherries for my cherry pie. So these are not all the same size. They are not perfect. They go off the edge. And, you know, I could sit here and like critique my own cherry pie for days and not be happy with it, but I have learned to like let go of such things, and it is okay if it is not perfect. Like when you look at this, you know it's a cherry pie, right? And you're not critiquing it, criticizing me because my cherries aren't like, ooh, amazing. I'm not that kind of Copic colorist that like you see me color something and you're like, what in the world? How did she do that? Nope. I'm just a plain old simple Copic colorist, and I love sharing that with you because I want you to know that if you love doing it, you should just do it. Go for it and have fun. So now I have that kind of oozy, drizzly lemon curd just on the edge of my pie. It's super yummy. And I'm showing you here how I put the pie together. So you glue the side piece to the edge of that top piece. Then we can add on the little lattice. So you've got different options for these pies, you know, so you can make whatever you want to make. And you could make a pumpkin pie with these. I mean, so many options. What pies do you guys like? I love peach pie. If I had to pick one, probably peach pie. I also like custardy pies, like banana cream pie, maybe like a chocolate silk pie, blueberry pie. Doesn't hurt my feelings. All right, for the whipped cream, I have this white glitter paper. This is from Arteza, but I think it's Arteza. I always say it wrong. And I like it because the glitter on there is white. I love that. Next, I have the Delicious Decoration die set. There is like a little pie plate there. That does not go in this die set. I don't know how it made its way over, but there are lots of dies there to make embellishments like for your pies, like a slice of lemon. There's also a half slice. I'm going to use that on a different pie. I'm saving that. Cherries, blueberries, leaves, all different kinds of decorations you can use for your pie. Little chocolate squares, so you could make a chocolate silk pie. Yeah. All right. So there's also a cherry in the Serve a Slice die set. So if you don't get the decoration die set, you still have a cherry and a stem in that set. So I think this part just makes the pies to have that little extra decoration on the top. I love it. So back to my pie crust, I brought in my E34 marker to add a little bit of shading. You know, when you bake a pie, it's got to have that kind of browned look, so I thought that would do the trick. Next, I have some glaze I'm bringing in. This is also from the Spellbinders shop. They have a different packaging for it now, but I have a ton from the old packaging, so I'm going to use it up. All right, now I'm adding my topping while that glaze is still wet, and that can be like my glue. For my other pies, I am putting some of the glaze in those openings around the lattice, trying to avoid the lattice, but you know, just do your best, right? Then I'll add my cherry. You can see in that whipped cream, there's a little cut line that allows you to tuck your little fruit right in there. I love it. Now that these are dry, I am putting them onto my card with some foam squares. So yeah, my card is popped up with foam squares for the shaker level and these pies. It's a fat card. I like fat cards, and I cannot lie. All right, I'm adding some white gel pen to really give some shine to the bottom half of the pie without using more glaze, and I think it looks really good with these highlights, so don't be afraid to use those. Next, I have another pie set. This is the Dish It Up. So this one creates like a whole pie. And you can see you can do like that whole whipped cream topping. You can do lattice on it. It has this cute puffy little pie crust edge. It's got that pie tin that was accidentally with the previous die set. It actually goes to this one, the Dish It Up set. So I'm going to make a key lime pie, which I also love, but I can't even think the last time I had key lime pie, let alone pie at all. I'm sure it was Thanksgiving. Yeah. All right, so there is my key lime pie. You can see I saved that little half slice and turn it into a lime from that delicious decoration set. And now I have a pie to decorate the inside of my card. Next, I am bringing in this alphabet die set from Hefty Doodle. I just got this as the first time I have stamped with it. I love that. And I'm going to stamp out the word cutie using my almond ink from Altenew. And I will stamp that a few times to make sure it's nice and dark. And then there are dies that cut out each of these letters. So I'm going to move on to die cutting those out. And then these are going to be really cute with the white edge around it. I'm going to put those on the center of my card. So right on that red panel shaker window. And then I'm going to have the word pie, which I don't know if you saw, but is from that Dish It Up set, that die set that creates the whole pie that I made the key lime pie from. It has a word die in it that says pie. So mine's going to say cutie pie. I am going to add a stamped sentiment. So each of the windows is going to have a different part of the sentiment, and each of those sentiments are like kind of in a different font, so to speak. Yeah. So here I have this cute stamp set of the month from Spellbinders. It was from September, and I found it had a little thank you in it that would fit nicely in my shaker window. So I'm stamping that out and with the same almond butter ink, and I'm going to fussy cut it out so it's a little wavy. I thought that would be kind of cute. So I'm just going for it. Sometimes I don't like it when I do these fussy cutting freehand type of things, but today it worked out, so yay. And then I'm going to glue that right down to the yellow window. So you can see there it says thank you cutie pie, and I thought that was just really fun. Okay, this die set is so fun to go with your pies. It has this fork, which I had to use. It is so cool. These are the I think this one's called Dish It Up. Dish It Up. And the other one that makes the whole pie is called Perfect Pies. Yeah, I wrote this down so I would not mess it up, but you know, I'm not as smart as I look. So here's the finished shaker card. I love how it turned out. I had so much fun in putting these pies together and making this, I don't know, it kind of gives me like a retro diner feel, which I love. I love that kind of retro time period all together. So there is my thank you cutie pie shaker card with custom colored shaker elements made from something that normally goes in the trash. So save your silicone packets and make you some shaker beads that are custom designed to fit your card. Thank you so much for stopping by and letting me share my creations with you. I will have the products linked for you below if you're interested, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy stamping! Bye.